But if you're here to learn, how about working within the rules I've outlined for you instead of trying to color outside the lines like I do? I can use that model, but I want to broaden your expectations as a developing student where you're not limited to just that. I want you to have a more independent mindset where you're not trapped into one mold. That model that I gave last year is beautiful. It's perfect. It's nothing needed in it. It's so perfect. But it's not enough for me because I am a nut with this shit. Like, I want to be everywhere. I want to be everywhere in everything because I'm obsessive. I can't fix that part of me. So don't get mad because I can go in there and do other shit. I'm not trying to distract you or derail you from following what I put out last year. Some of these people that have gone through and found profitability, they don't give a fuck what I'm teaching from now on. They don't care. They'll watch it for entertainment value, but they're not getting changed from what they're doing right now. They know they found their shit. That's their multiplier. That's their model. That's the thing they're going to use to make money. They're not going to deviate from that. They don't give a shit who's coming out with something new. They know exactly how they're making money. They know their way to work and they know their way home. That's what you're looking for. And for some of you, it might be a forced engagement outside of the times that I've given you. You have a job. Okay. You're going to have to get up a little bit earlier. That doesn't necessarily mean you got to trade in London. It just means you might have to do something a little bit earlier. And guess what? 4 to 5 handles can be found before 8:30. It's simple stuff, folks. But will you be able to trade the entire daily range if you're trading before 8:30? Probably not, because you're trading ahead of the manipulation. So you can't be in traffic driving during 8:30. And if you're in traffic, there's an accident and now you're looking at the marketplace and all of a sudden your phone doesn't have connection and you can't get to your broker to get out of the trade. Yeah, you don't want to be in that situation. So you're going to have to find a way to engage, or you simply can't trade. And for some of you, that's going to be a brick wall that you don't want to engage or meet and come to terms with. But you're going to have to make changes in your life. Some of you will have to do that to be able to do this for a living. And there's no way around it. Unless you're trading a daily chart, which you can. You're going to have really wide stops, really, really, really small positions, and takes forever for your trades to pan out, but it can still be done. You can make 3% using a daily chart. Never even trading a lower time frame. There's nothing says that can't be done. It can. I personally can't do that because, well, look, today, I can look at a 10-second chart and see dozens of trades inside of 3 hours. I could be in there firing them off, boom, 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 Tommy gunning it, just laying it out there and have a field day, which is exactly what I was doing with those MT4 accounts everybody claims was what? MT4 server. That's some bullshit. Look what I'm doing on TradingView with a 10-second chart. That's the same shit I was doing, using my charts through the MT4, seeing my charts and then timing it with the MT4 platform. So when I was running up those $1 million accounts, nothing was done with trickery. Every single position that I did a new pyramid in, I was risking 4, sometimes 5% on every new position. If you're drilling it that hard and you keep building and building and building and building, it doesn't take long to build that up, folks. It does not take long to do that, but you have to know what the fuck you're doing. And over a course of a month and 2 months, 3 months, shit, it's just math. It's just math. But for some of you out here, especially Goldman Sachs alumni, you couldn't accept it. Too fucking bad. Sucks to be you. All the things you're going to look back and say, these are the questions I had that I thought that were paramount. And they were hindering my learning when they should have never been a cause for concern. You're going to know exactly how to go forward without me. You won't need to watch my videos. You won't need to come back and see what I'm talking about. You won't need to have a handheld experience with me. You will be independent. You won't need to buy some bullshit software. You won't have to be subscribed to nobody's signal service. You won't have to be part of some fucking Discord, chat room, Telegram, fucking Facebook groups, all that bullshit. That's all distraction. You want to be living your life, not chained to social media. Fuck social media. Fuck Twitter. Fuck all of it. Because it's a drain. And once you get to that point, when you can sit back and say, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking for. I know when I should not be doing it. Right there, that right there puts you in the upper 5%. Because most people don't know that. They don't know what the fuck they're looking for. They're reacting. Oh, price has been going up. It's probably going to keep fucking going up. And then you go in there and do what? You buy the high. Then it retraces a little bit. And you say, okay, I'm done. I got to get out of this. You get out and then it rips higher. And you think nobody makes money. No, you just fucked up. You don't know what you're doing. Contrast with, I know I shouldn't touch this, but I'm going to observe it. I'm glad I didn't do that, because if I would have done what I used to do, I would have lost money. And then by doing that week after week, seeing the times when you shouldn't be trading, you get grounded. You don't feel like you're missing anything. You don't miss anything. Yeah, there's going to be moves. If you go down to a 15-second or 30-second chart and look at the 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock hour, you can see all kinds of model 2022 setups in there. Over and over and over again. Both directions. There's plenty of setups. That's what these high frequency algorithms are doing, folks. They're not trading on 5-minute charts. Okay? They're on the second charts. They're way below where you're paying attention. And they're firing off over and over and over and over again. And there's a marriage between that algorithm that's seeking to engage with the algorithm that delivers price in the marketplace. And that's the real dance. That's the soiree that takes place every single market day that no one's talking about. No one's talking about it because they don't know the fuck they're talking about when they're looking at charts with harmonic this and that, moving averages and horseshit. None of that stuff makes these markets go up and down. None of it. It's money. It's the liquidity, the orders. And if it's not the orders where it's going to go there with the intent to do what? Create it and engineer it. And they're going to come back and get it later on. But you're looking at the depth of market thinking you're figuring this shit out. I got level 2, baby. ICT's full of shit. He's looking at order blocks. I got all this. Yeah? Put your chart on the fucking screen live when I'm doing it, and you call every minute candle like I'm going to fucking do. I'm going to paint you a fucking Picasso every fucking day of fucking, every time I get on that fucking live stream, you're going to see something. I'm going to paint a fucking Monet, okay? It's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to choke you sons of bitches that doubt all this stuff is algorithmic, because you're going to have nothing to say. Nothing. And you're all going to be converts by the end of the fucking year, okay? You might be secretly converted, but you're going to be converted. You're going to be watching every fucking video I've ever made, downloading everything in case I fucking get a case of ass and delete it all. I'm not. Don't worry. But I can't wait for all of you to have the confidence. You think this is arrogance. It's not. I already know what that fucking market's doing tomorrow. I know what it's going to do on Thursday. Partly, not CPI. That's the part I can't do. I don't care. I'll stand aside, let it do what it needs to do. But guess what happens after 20, 30 minutes after that happens? I'm in there again. They can't stop you from doing this, folks. Until they turn the markets completely off, they shut the show down completely, there is no way they're going to stop you from doing what I'm teaching you. There's no fucking way they can. That's the understanding you get. Once you see what it is I'm teaching you, there's no fucking way that they can stop you from doing this. There's no reason for you to fear it not working in the future. This is how the markets fucking work. How hard is that to understand? Like, this is it. This is the source. This is it. You're going right to where the rubber meets the road. And that's exactly what these folks that tell you not to have monthly goals don't know. They can't stand when I'm out here every single day telling you what's about to happen and happens. They're punching the fucking air. They're flipping the fuck out. They're talking in little circles or little discords in their fucking chat rooms. Oh, ICT's a fucking dick. You know, look at him. He's over here talking this bullshit. He's over here cherry picking. Cherry picking what, motherfucker? I'm putting it out there in public. Everybody sees it. And when you have this skill set, you're going to feel exactly what I feel. And some of you that are weaker and younger, you're going to do the same shit I did when I was 20-some years old. I was the biggest dick, the biggest prick there ever was. And you can hear it sometimes. It's still in me. That young man still likes to raise his head up once in a while. But the old man in me has to remind his ass, sit the hell down. But that humanity in me is still there. But you're going to feel what it feels like to know what you know. And nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can make you forget about it. They can't discount it. They can't say it doesn't work. Who gives a fuck how many people are going to doubt you? Listen, you start making $50,000 a fucking month. How many people will it take for you to be convinced that what you're doing is bullshit? How many people will it take for you to be convinced that you making over 6 figures every 6 fucking months consistently? How many people will it take for them to convince you that what you're doing is a waste of your fucking time? How many people does it take you to do that? There ain't enough. There ain't enough. And you're going to understand you're bulletproof. Who gives a fuck who likes you and doesn't like you? Who cares? Is it going to change how you sleep, where you sleep, how you eat, how you raise your children? No. What you do with your money is your fucking business. You don't owe anybody an explanation what the fuck you're going to do with your money. None. But they're all going to tell you what you should be doing with it, what you shouldn't have done with it. So don't even invite them into the conversation. You got to keep those types of people, which is the public, the social media fucking clowns. They're all going to pretend they know something better, and they ain't bringing shit to the discussion. To let them influence anything in your development is stupid. Look around. There's people making real money, respectable levels of money, and they made it without their own money, which is even more crazy now. And think about it. If I would have had the opportunity to do what you all have today, when I was younger, man alive, I don't even know where the hell I'd be. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like you are in a period of time where you need to learn how to do this properly and seize this opportunity, because it may not be here long. And don't let that be a rush. Oh, I better learn to do it quicker, and I'm going to do it fast now because I can't trust. The ICT even thinks it's going to go away. It's just my opinion. My opinion is just that. It's not, it's not how things are going to pan out. That's how I interpret it. Do you have time to do it? Yeah, I think you do. There's a lot more people out there losing money and having to reset their account. That's how they make their money. You need to have a goal. And that goal needs to be realistic. Notice I did not say 50% a month. I didn't say 30% a month. I didn't say 20% a month. I think the upper echelon of consistently profitable and realistic rate of return per month is 10%. As you get higher up in your money, you start using big sizes and large account balances and such. You don't want to increase the rate of return on a short-term duration, like a month. You don't want that. As you make more money, you want to gradually reduce the level of what you're aiming for, which makes your job easy. You don't ever want to create Olympic size, feats that you have to accomplish. Every single one of those individuals that start that competition, and here's an experience for you to watch going forward for this year. They haven't updated anything for 2023's results yet. So I'm not sure, when they'll put it up, but the first time they post it, I look at it every single day. And I love studying it throughout the year because you can see the same the faces that show up initially in the first month or so, they fade in and out. Sometimes you never see them again. Sometimes they'll fall off and they'll come back. Some of them will fall off and come back and then get really high up there because they're pushing harder than they need to. And everybody, I'm sure, when they first sign up, they just want to win it. And then something happens when they get in there. They feel like they got to do more and more and more and more and more. When really they should be just doing what I'm showing you here. Doing something consistently over again, and stopping. And if you watch how if they draw down, their drawdowns are going to be huge because they're doing everything I said in this discussion tonight. When they have a losing trade, they're trying to correct it right away. They want to put an eraser on that mess up, trying to keep the level of performance at its highest. That's unsustainable. That part of trading is unsustainable. Nobody can sustain highest equity amounts. I have drawdown. Everybody's going to have drawdown. Okay. If you're going to be trading competitively this year, the worst thing you can do is to believe that you can hold on to your highest threshold of performance. That's the pitfall. That's the trap. Okay. Every other trader in that competition and any other competition like it is going to be balls to the wall, always going in there, trying to do the best they can and trying to fix any errors as soon as they have it. That's where you do it differently. If you get knocked down, stay down for the day. Everybody else is going to be having those same things happening to them. That losing trade, that drawdown, that one trade turns into 3 losing trades, and now you're down 5%, 10%. That's completely avoidable. Going to full max loss days, that's completely avoidable. You're not impressing anybody by doing that. In fact, you're doing the opposite. You're showcasing a lack of discipline, and you're showcasing complete recklessness. And if you're trying to be a champion trader, you're trying to be a championship contest winning trader, your goal is to preserve capital first, because the understanding is everybody else is going to shit the bed eventually. That's what happens. You all hear me talk about it, and everybody's like, why does he always talk about it? Because it's amazing to study the psychology behind it. Like you leave this as a beautiful illustration of what goes on through a trader's mind. I respect every single one of those individuals that go into that, because they're doing it and they're wrestling themselves. That's who's beating them. The other trader that wins the competition, they didn't beat them. They lost to themselves, because every single one of those individuals could win. But how do they deal with losing? It's bad enough if you take a losing trade, and that sucks. It's not fun. But when you lose and you go back in, you try to fix it and you lose again, and it's worse. And now here's the thing. If they see your name on there and they can see how much damage you've done to yourself, the worst thing that can happen is your name show up and then you fall off and never to be seen again. That's shameful as a trader that's, seeking clout or talking shit on the internet. That's something that no trader wants to feel that. So they're going to try to do what? Race to the top of the mountain, be the first one there, and then they'll take whatever comes after that. And what happens is they'll get up there for whatever reason that gets them to the highest point on that competition leaderboard, and then they'll see somebody coming up quick, and they might be over leveraging like a nut and getting lucky and being boom, 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 and big name movement in the leaderboard, and they think, oh shit, this person's going to lap me, I better start putting some work behind them, and getting in there, doing more trades and do more leverage, and don't use a stop loss because I can't afford to get stopped out. And they start abandoning sound logic, not realizing that if you look at what goes on in that competition, very rarely does anybody come out the gate consistently, not have a lot of drawdown, and just keep chipping away, moving up and up and up and up and up. Nobody does that. There's never been a year, and I've watched it since 1996, every year. And it's such a fascinating study of human psychology. Like, you got to put yourself in these positions that these folks are feeling the pressure of the people underneath them. And sometimes hot shots come in there. And I've watched a couple of them come in, and I'm like, damn, he's up 500% in one day. And then they're gone. Never seen again. I don't know why everybody makes a big deal about the things I'm teaching you, because it works. It works. It can change your life. And you don't need to believe the bullshit that people say. All you gotta do is spend time with me and watch, and you'll see it works. But it's going to be painful and expensive, because it's going to cause you to do what? You're going to have to let go of the bullshit that you think that makes these markets go up and down. And you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of everybody saying you're in a cult. You're one of those ICT cultists. You think there's an algorithm. You think this, okay. If you think winning consistently, knowing what the market's likely to do better than anybody else is a cult, okay, I'm in a cult. Whatever. Call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. I call it winning. Okay. I call it doing it correctly and not having any issues about it. No anxiety attacks about why my system is probably going to fall apart. What settings do I have? What indicators do I have to have? All those problems that traders bring into this equation go away when you take all the bullshit out of it. It's just the price. And if you know that these certain things repeat every single day, a stop hunt will occur every fucking day. That's one of the exercises I'm going to put you through this year, starting in February. I'm going to tell you to go through your charts and annotate every single time on a 1 and 5 minute chart how many times a stop run occurred and where it was and what time it occurred. That's a study in itself. By doing that, that's a backtesting study. But how do I use that for entry? By doing that, that gives you targeting and entry perception that you can't see until you do that back study. There's lots of things you can backtest and study that has nothing to do with going into the market and supposedly doing an entry pattern. The entry is the least important thing. In your notes right now for today, January 10th, 2023, write this out in bold letters. The entry technique is the least important factor in consistently profitable trading. Underline it, highlight it. Every single day that you go into your studies, you open your study up with that. You say that like a motto. That's your mantra. The entry pattern is the least significant factor in consistently profitable trading. It doesn't feel like that would be true, is it? It's like you all think, I got to know how to get in because I got to have a small stop loss. I got to do 2 pips because everybody on fucking Instagram is doing 2 pip stop losses and they're getting 200 R, but they're still trading nano fucking lots 3 years into it. At some point, you got to call bullshit, folks. At some point, there's going to have to be someone that stands up and says, this is a bunch of bullshit. Because if these young men could be doing 200 R trades and using 2 pip stop losses, let me tell you something. That's better than me. That's better than me. And they would have been picked up by now. Okay? Trust me, they would have been picked up, and there ain't nothing bullshit about that. There's nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. But everybody believes whatever they want to believe. But once you see the real thing, everything else just feels like a waste of time. And it's a period of mourning you got to go through, because for me, I invested a lot of money in books and courses and mentoring through video and VHS tapes and shit. And I believed every single one of these individuals were sincere individuals that were telling me the truth, and they're all fucking liars. They're all liars. They're all selling shit because they didn't make money trading. That's interesting. I was not charging for a long time. Then I did charge because I was pissed off when people were selling my free stuff. And then to prove that I don't have to do that, I stopped selling. And now I'm teaching more fever pitched than anybody else out there, whether they're doing it for free or for money, because I love doing this. This is how I did it before. On Baby Pips, every fucking night I was making a video. I was in the forums typing up all kinds of fucking essays because I love doing. I have so much in my head, I got to get it out. I have experiences, I have knowledge, I have wisdom. And if I die and I don't share it, I feel like it's wasted. So I'm like a fucking fire hose. How many times am I supposed to stop in this discussion? Right. And there's no ad revenue. We're just talking like close friends would. Old high school chums that, hey man, I ain't seen you in a while. What have you been doing yourself? Oh, I've been doing this. You want to learn how to do it? Oh yeah, show me how to do it. I wish there was a way we could all connect, physically, shake hands and say, hey, but there's some, distances that we're not going to be able to bridge. And we have to do it this way. And it's more efficient this way. And it feels for many of you like one-on-one, like I'm talking to you. When I have my sons and my daughter's face in my mind when I'm talking. And that's why it feels genuine, because I'm saying everything to them in this recording that would be said to them if they were here. Much like that movie with Michael Keaton, My Life, where he knew he had a terminal illness and he wanted to record all kinds of stuff, teaching his son, because he wouldn't be there. I treated my videos like that for my kids. Not that I'm terminal, because obviously I was sick today. I thought I was dying. It sucked, but I feel much, much better now. But if you're trading a market that's highly precise like this, like you could never pull off. And this is why I've never done. And this is why I've always challenged everybody that say they use 1 pip and 2 pip stop losses in Forex and they do it every single trade and they never get stopped out. I said, just show me 1 month of doing it. They've never done it. They've never done that. You can't do those tight stop losses in Forex because the brokers that you're in, they have their own internal house of liquidity and you're in it. And then they reach out and they get you because you're in an order. It's going to trade right to your price. In the futures market, everybody has the same price. See the difference there? Everybody has the same price. So if you're going to be trading in a professional market setting, you want to be in what? That one. And that means you're going to have to pay a little bit of money to get that feed of real-time data. And it's such an insignificant amount of money. So I know a lot of you are in impoverished nations and you're trying to learn this so you can do better things and climb your way out of that. And that's commendable. And I have students who have done that.